I am Zorhan Mamdani. It's like a Star Trek robot thing. Zorhan, we do not like socialism. He's all over the place. I mean, this guy is a hit. He is a hit. He, of course, nailed down the Democratic primary nomination. He is your ticket, Democrats. Hope you're happy. A lot of them are. It's astounding watching this guy. I saw a video of it. He posted a picture about a week ago of him eating on the subway. He was on a New York City subway train. His little tin of food was on one of the seats. He's sitting on another seat, hunched over it, eating on the subway. I would sooner starve to death. I would sooner walk off of there looking like I just left Treblinka in 45 than eat on a subway. Could possibly be the most disgusting conveyance ever. We've seen what happens there. The homeless people go into the subways because they have nowhere else to go, hence homeless. And they use the subway for everything and anything, changing one set of filthy clothes to another, eating, sleeping, and of course, defecation. Defecation. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're defecating. It's honestly some of the most disgusting things ever. You'll learn very quickly when you're in New York if you're waiting on the platform and you see a subway train go by and it's stopping and you see it's packed. It's just packed. And then you see one car and it's empty. You go, hey, I'm going for that one. That is your first and last time you will make that error if you're brandy new to New York, because there is a reason that car is empty. Noxious fumes is usually it. A homeless person is sleeping on one of the seats. The waft coming off of them is really like a dead animal. Or they have relieved themselves in the car, and it is just uninhabitable by people, even for one stop. And there he is, Zorhan Mamdani. He's eating on the train. Disgusting. Just disgusting. And then I saw another video. He's doing an interview, and he's got another tin of some chicken and rice stuff. This was today. I saw it. And he's talking, and he's picking up the rice and chicken with his hand and shoving it in his mouth like something from Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Remember when they had dinner? Chilled monkey brains. And he's just shoving this in his face and smiling like he's eating with fine cutlery. I did take note if he was eating with his right or left hand, because growing up we always knew, hey, what hand do you shake hands with? Okay, my right hand. So the other hand is used to clean up after, you know. I don't have to tell you people. But, and that we're just supposed to be, that's supposed to be endearing. We're supposed to look at somebody eating like it's in the BC times. Oh, it's 3000 BC. That's what I think. I think 2999 BC, they invented the fork. And this guy's still just eating with his hands. And it's not food. It's not a chicken wing. I understand, you eat chicken wings with your hands. This guy's shoveling rice and chicken into his face with his fingers. I guess just trying to show his culture, whatever it is. But this Mamdani guy, and this is just small stuff. His policies are absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Here's a few of them. Let me pop these up. His plans. He wants to support existing decarceral legislation. Decarceral legislation is incarcerating people, how people are incarcerated. He doesn't like anyone being incarcerated. He likes people to get out of jail. no matter how violent they are, no matter how evil the crimes they commit, end cash bail. That's already been done here in New York, to just an amazing result, isn't it? Knowing that some of the most violent offenders get out. Remember when that first started and they said, yeah, we're going to do bail reform. They didn't tell you reform meant just do away with it. And it's going to make the city safer. I don't know how. They were never able to sell that angle. And they said it'll only be for nonviolent crimes, like someone's walking around with a joint and they get arrested, which never happens for just a joint. We let them out. We let them out with no bail. And then you realize, oh, they were lying. It's all unbelievably violent criminals, mental patients, people with weapons, assaults, and they let them out. So that's what they want to do. Repeal walking while trans. This has been a thing, it's called prostitution. The trans part has nothing to do with it. If you used to drive up and down the West Side Highway many years ago by the Javits Center, there were hookers out there, or so I was told. Someone told me that. Jim Norton told me that. But it's not walking while trans. It's street walking. It's hookers out there because their pimps are forcing them out there. This isn't a victimless crime. These people are victims. If there's a demand for prostitution, then the supply has to come from somewhere. And that's where human trafficking comes in and everything. Don't let them tell you it's a victimless crime. The sex worker industry. Oh, like you're part of the union. Oh, I'm a sex worker. Local 385. Decriminalize sex work, same thing. Legalize marijuana. Well, we've seen that. I think this is from like 2022 or 2020 when he started saying this is the stuff he would want to do if he was elected to office. Legalizing marijuana has been a terrible thing. It sounded great when I was young. You would think like legalized pot would be, yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. And the reality of it is terrible. It's just the whole city reeks of weed. And you know when you would just catch a waft of gasoline while you're fueling up your car, you go, ooh, I kind of like that. It's gasoline, but there's something kind of nice about the aroma of a very small whiff of gasoline. It's not like you shove your head in a tanker and take deep breaths. And that's what the weed thing is now with New York City having legalized weed. And everyone's stoned and lazy and stupid. And it was just a terrible idea. We'll talk more about this. Of course, you could call us 800-848-9222. And we'll get your comments instead of just me blathering on about things. Back in a minute, Anthony Cumia Show. Just look to make New York, amazingly enough, even worse than Adams has made it. And I guess it kind of started with de Blasio. Mayor de Blasio here in New York City was just a disaster. I didn't like Bloomberg, but he was a business guy, so he kept New York in the money. You know, he knew tourism was a big thing. He was definitely not a socialist or a communist like Mamdani. But once that de Blasio got in there, just downhill. And then Adams. The only thing that made Adams at least almost tolerable in New York City is that he was ready to be indicted on corruption charges. And the Trump Justice Department gave him a break. So now it seems like all he can do is do whatever Trump wants him to do, which is kind of cool. You know, Trump has a puppet mayor in New York. But I don't know. It kind of looks like this Mamdani guy has a pretty good lead on everyone else. I would hope that between Cuomo and Adams running as independents, and they are Democrats, let's be honest, and Mamdani running as a Democrat, you're splitting that Dem vote three ways, and maybe someone, you know, Curtis can slip in there if enough Republicans get out and vote. But I think Republicans in New York they're just a beaten dog. They just go, what am I going to vote? What do you want, hope? You think I have any hope that this will work? So I don't even think Republicans go out for a mayoral election anymore in New York. But enough get out there and that vote split 3 ways between Democrats. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? But Mamdani does seem to be the guy right now. I almost forgot that Zorhan is the clown of the week this week. I didn't do clown of the week when I was supposed to, but maybe we can slip it in right now. Clown of the week.
The Anthony Cumia Show presents the clown of the week.
There it is. It's a clown of the week when you're at the end. So, this guy is a disaster, yet so many people are psyched about him. We were talking about the things that he wants to instate and put in place when he's mayor. We ended on legalized marijuana, permit safe injection sites. This works so well. You see these cities like Seattle, San Francisco, having a place where mentally ill drug addicts can go and spike up, as they say, so they could just terrorize and horrify people in the city. That's great. Instead of taking care of the problem, you just let people do whatever they want. Restrict solitary confinement? Isn't that the only thing left in jail? If there's nothing like solitary confinement, no kind of punishment in jail or in prison, wouldn't you just do whatever you want? Doesn't that seem to be the thing? There was always a threat of in the hole, weak in the hole, in the hot box. But now he wants to get rid of solitary confinement. So, not that I mind if prisoners kill each other, but, kind of in a perfect world, it would seem like you would need a punishment while you're being punished. Re-enfranchise the incarcerated. Isn't this something that is tried all the time? But the rate of success when someone gets out of prison and is actually given jobs, given a place to live, they screw up. They start hanging out with the people they used to hang out with. It's very difficult to re-enfranchise the incarcerated. 1 in a million. It's not the movies. It's like homeless people too, who usually have some criminal record. It's not a movie. It's not Will Smith putting on his suit in a gas station bathroom to go to a job interview because he's homeless and he's got his son and he's washing up and then going on these interviews. That is complete fallacy. They're mentally ill for the most part. Mentally ill. Decriminalize simple drug possession. It is decriminalized. There's nobody in prison, like I said before, for just a joint. Oh, we can't have people in prison 20-year sentences because they had a joint in their pocket. No one. I defy you to find one person in prison because they were arrested with a joint in their pocket. Oh, what was in the other pocket? Oh, a gun. They're a convicted felon with a gun. Oh, all that for a joint? No, see, you forgot the other part. They want to make it sound like people are being incarcerated for these nothing crimes like a joint or trespassing or whatever. But the truth of the matter is there's a lot more behind that. This is just their way to get real violent criminals back out on the street. And I don't know why they would want that, but they seem to. Reduce maximum sentences with retroactive effect. So you get a maximum sentence the judge gives you because you're really garbage, gives you 20 years. And now you can change it to, 10 years? And since it's retroactive, if the guy served 10, he's out. He just gets let go. And this guy is actually saying his policies will make the city safer. They always say that. And you look at the policies and go, there's no way any rational human being would say that this is making the city safer. It just doesn't work. And, of course, end cooperation with ICE. That is a biggie. New York, of course, is already a sanctuary city, but Mayor Adams, like I said, he's kind of indebted to the Trump administration, the MAGA policies. So he's gotten into the practice of working with ICE. You remember the thing that got him in trouble in the first place was when he said, hey, Biden, you can't keep letting illegals come to New York City. We're going broke. We can't afford the hotel rooms for these people and all the other free money that you're just giving them, credit cards. And that really, really made Washington angry. So they figured out something to indict him on. And when Trump and his Justice Department dropped any of those charges, he kind of became indebted to Donald Trump. So he's been working with ICE. Mamdani is not going to work with ICE. That is for sure. This guy is complete. He has complete and total power and wants this to be a sanctuary city. And I love that the Trump administration is saying, no, go screw. It's not allowed. We will come to New York. We will start locking up and deporting illegals. And just the audacity that this guy thinks that it makes for a better city to have illegals around. And they don't call them illegals. They call them our citizens, New Yorkers. They've worked here. They've paid their taxes. Stop. Just stop. So here is Mamdani. He's talking about how he'll fight ICE and have this sanctuary New York paradise.
Questions. Let's talk about immigration, deportation. Are you committed to keeping New York as a sanctuary city?
Absolutely, because ultimately we've seen that this is a policy that has kept New Yorkers safe for decades. It's a policy that had previously been defended by Democrats and Republicans alike until the fear-mongering of this current mayor. And it's a policy that we've seen ensures that New Yorkers can get out of the shadows and into the full life of the city that they belong to. And it's one that I will be proud to stand up for.
Well, you know, the border czar, Tom Homan, has said that he is planning to deploy ICE agents to New York, worksite enforcement to essentially increase and enhance the number of ICE agents here. If that happens on your watch, how do you plan to handle it?
We have to stand up and fight back, and we haven't seen that from our current mayor, who has instead been working with the Trump administration to assist in their goal of building the single largest deportation force in American history. I mean, we saw ICE agents arrest a migrant at Federal Plaza, and then we saw NYPD officers arresting a pastor who was peacefully observing that arrest. Those days are going to come to an end when I'm the mayor. The NYPD's job is to create public safety in the city, not to assist ICE agents in their mission to attack the very fabric of this city.
Fabric of the city, citizens, New Yorkers. You hear how he talks about them? Migrants. He'll say anything aside from illegal aliens, people that are here illegally. These are not citizens. They are trying so hard to create this impression that these are American citizens, that Donald Trump is throwing out people that have every right to be in this country. And that is absolutely false. You could have your ideas about it. You could want illegals to live here. You could want amnesty for every single one of them. But that doesn't change the fact that they are here illegally. And to have the potential mayor of New York City, which has a giant illegal population, to say that he will fight ICE and he will try his best to prevent them from doing their job and doing the job that Trump was elected to do is insane. And there are people that are ready, willing, and able, chomping at the bit, as they say. Or is it champing at the bit? To vote for this guy and hope that he does not work with ICE to get rid of this financial burden, criminal burden that illegals are putting on New York City. And then combined with everything else this idiot is doing, the prospect for a safe, prosperous New York City, everything he says he wants to do is detrimental to the city in every way, shape, or form. When you look at his, one of my favorite things is the state-run grocery stores. And God only knows what else he wants state-run. The city, New York City, hasn't run anything and been a success at it. Imagine a grocery store that is pretty much a DMV with food. It's the Department of Motor Vehicles, but you walk in and now you have to shop in that atmosphere with those people helping you, in charge, ringing you up. They're responsible for stocking the shelves with what people need. It's another state-run disaster is what it would be. And his take on it is he wants to undercut the prices of privately owned supermarkets that have done a great job of giving people what they want based on supply and demand. You go to a grocery store and go, can I have some bread? And they go, yeah, we don't have any. And then you go to another one and they have bread. You're just going to go to the one that has bread. And the one that doesn't is going to go out of business. But if his goal is to undermine and undercut and get rid of private-owned businesses so New York State can run a grocery store chain, do you honestly think a state-run agency is going to make sure the shelves are stocked with everything the people need and that it's worked like a fine, well-oiled machine? Or is it going to be yet another government bureaucracy, red tape, boondoggle disaster? And, we'll look like Cuba and Venezuela and the old Soviet Union. What happened? There is no toilet paper. Why is there no toilet paper? What are you talking about? There was plenty here yesterday, because that's who's going to be helping you. Mm-hmm. What you want, American blue jeans? Remember that? Russians couldn't get American blue jeans. That's what the Gap will be here. It'll be state-run Gap. Where's my blue jeans? Mm-hmm, don't have them. So this guy's whole take on socialism and, what we're supposed to deal with a socialist mayor, they used to try to hide that. Even de Blasio, I guess he went on his honeymoon. He went to Cuba. He was over at the Soviet Union, whatever. But at least he tried to hide it. Well, I wouldn't use the term socialist. Meanwhile, he was. This guy's proud of it, and voters are happy to vote for a socialist. And I haven't even brought up the fact that he's a pretty radical version of Islam. And just saying that, of course, you are Islamophobic. But the people that are voting for him have no idea what that's all about. Socialism. They just hear free stuff. They think it's great because it's free. Free buses. Free and fast buses. He's crowing about this. Do you know what a free New York City bus would look like? It would look like the subway platforms, which they don't enforce turnstile jumping laws anymore. So you get homeless down there. It's warmer than the outside winters, or it's cooler than the heat waves. So they go to places that they can seek shelter. And again, they're mental patients. Their hygiene is terrible. They're not pleasant to be around. Again, you want to solve this? Figure something out. I'm just stating the facts here. If you have buses driving around where you could just get on them for free anywhere in the city, you don't think that the seats on those buses are going to be taken up with those disgusting blankets and people with those blown up maggot legs as they're urinating on themselves? And that's now your bus ride. If you need to take that bus to go to work so you can pay your taxes and your New York City taxes so money can pay for the free buses that are now housing homeless people on your right, and it's just another vicious cycle. That's what will happen. I don't know what they think. this utopian idea that you could just go around and give free stuff out, and the wonderful people of the city will bow in your presence. Thank you. This is paradise. What a lovely free bus this is. I can't thank you enough. Meanwhile, it's not how it works. The system take advantage of, disgusting people will utilize the free transportation. They're not getting off the bus once they get on. Will the driver have any say if this guy doesn't leave the bus? Won't he be able to get off the bus and then get right back on another one and take up 5 seats with disgusting open wounds on their bodies? And they honestly think this is a good idea. The fare for transportation in New York City is the only wall between people that want to go to work and have some kind of a not even pleasant experience, but at least not a horrible experience on their public transit, and the monsters that are out there. It's the only way to keep monsters away from you and your loved ones when they take transportation. Disgusting. We'll be back in moments with your calls on these topics or whatever else you want to talk about. 800-848-9222. Back in moments with the Anthony Cumia Show. I would think they wouldn't want to go with Zohran because it rhymes with moron. It's very easy to say Zohran the moron. I kind of like Zorhan. It sounds very Lord of the Rings.
I am Zohran.
I am Zohran.
I want free stuff.
Remember Star Trek when Kirk he had that spirit that was kept in a globe and he transferred it into himself, and it was I am Sargon. That's what it's like. Zorhan Mamdani. This is Zorhan Mamdani. Who cares? It's not a real name. I never knew a Zohran, a Zorhan, or anyone like that in school. It's a fake name.
You mean there was no Zorans in 3rd grade?
Yeah. Zohran Jones. Zohran Smith. Not one Zohran did I ever grow up with. Let's take a few calls. I think Steve from Manhattan. How you doing, Steve?
All right, Anthony. And last week's opening parade, the Mermaid Parade, was the opening act for the parades. And I would tell you that the 65 Immigration Act is now fully kicking in because you have over 1 million Muslims in New York City, and they're all going to vote for Moron or Zohran, Bambi, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
His father's a super radical, too. You got to find out his father's thoughts about 9/11. What they really want to do now is basically get rid of all the conservatives in New York City and New York State, and that's happening. People who I know are conservative, they're all moving, leaving. Anthony's Exhibit A.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Not yet, no, because I'm like always be the last man standing. That's my mantra, and it'll always be that way. But the thing is, I will fight for it, but that's what they want, folks. They want to get the conservatives out of here, then the middle class out of here, and they can take over the politics, and we'll be a Xerox copy of California. No matter what anybody tells you, California is gone forever.
Oh, yeah.
It is now a Latin state of confusion out there. That's what it is. Did you see that 400-pound councilwoman out there? That was 500 pounds of food stamps at the podium when she was going off a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. No, I saw that one. There's all these, just the lawlessness in California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland. It's terrible, and no one seems to want to do anything about it. The question I have for you, Steve, maybe you can enlighten me. What is the end goal for ruining, completely destroying a city, driving out the people that are productive, the middle class, just having this disaster of poverty and crime under your command? What's the upside to that? Why is that a goal?
Well, the goal is to clear out the joint and bring in the third world into America. He wants to bring Muslims in here. Let's be honest.
But what is the upside to that for politicians that are trying to do this, and even for Mamdani? Like, Why is that good? Is it just strictly religious? He wants a caliphate. He wants some kind of Sharia law because of the religion? Because it seems also that a lot of Democrat politicians that aren't Muslim, they have the same MO. They want to destroy the city, have poverty and crime. And I can never figure out what the end game is where it's like, well, we won. What did you win? What did you get for destroying an entire city?
Well, what they get is they get the middle class and the hardworking conservatives out of here, out of town. I go through neighborhoods in New York City that have gone forever. I know those neighborhoods are beautiful neighborhoods. What makes up neighborhoods? It's the families that make them up. They want them out here. They don't think in the way we think. People have to realize that. This is a goal of we conquered. And I always said it on the Bob Grant show. I said, listen, nobody's going to put a uniform on and take over this country. They're going to come in here massively and invade the country. And the criminals in the street, I always said that was their army in the street. That's why they're letting them out. They go after Cuomo.
Is that what you think, sir? Get me my digitalis. Bob Grant was hilarious. You used to call a Bob show?
Oh, I used to call his show so often, and he had the once a week. He suspended it only for one person, for me, on 9/11 and the day after.
You get off my phone, you spatching. I love it. My phone. So funny. Mario. Steve, thank you for the call, man. I do appreciate it. Wow.